One of the many perks I get in my job is that I get to meet amazing people every day. I have the privilege of gaining insight into what they're able to accomplish on an everyday basis and on many different levels. I often work to tweak or to optimize to add new tricks and tools, but I also learn a lot from every single conversation, whether that's with my students, my clients, my training buddies, and family members. So I asked some of them whether they would be okay with sharing their wisdom with more people, and the following podcast series is the result. Enjoy! This week's guest on Weekend Warriors Rock is Amanda. Amanda is a multidisciplinary artist, painter, illustrator, and sculptor. She completed her Bachelor of Creative Industries, majoring in visual arts, and taught theoretical and practical music for 20 years. She's also worked as a landscape design illustrator and in retail. I worked with Amanda a few years ago, rehabbing an injury to her arm, and really appreciated her kind and warm nature. And in that time, working with Amanda, she shared a little bit about her own complex health journey, which made me even more excited and impressed with her deep commitment to recovery. Perhaps today she'll share some of her strategies that allow her to persevere. Amanda, thank you so much for joining me today.
Oh, thank you thank you for having me.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, no, it's good. I'm in a really good place at the moment, and and it's coming into spring, and it's great weather. So
yeah. Oh, I'm so excited that you decided to come.
Yeah.
Can you tell maybe the audience a little bit more about you, where you're from, where you've been, where you're based now?
Yeah. So, where do you start? So, so I grew up in the Bay of Plenty, and then my high school years I was down in South Otago, and I did some tertiary study in Wellington, and then I came back to Tauranga for family. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because so my dad was sick for a long time, and he was getting progressively worse. And he said, "If I build you a house, would you come home?" I'm like, well, of course I'd come home. So I came back to Tauranga. I think it was after my 21st birthday, and me and my dad built me a cottage on their farm, and that's sort of, we stayed there, and I think it was about 15 years or so. Yeah, and when he passed away, Mum and I moved into town. So it's it was lots of jumping around, but I feel like so the Bay of Plenty is home. It's always been home. Yeah, and it's just so between all those places, so my music has always been a constant. So since I think when I was 2, I used to jump on the piano.
Wow, so that's very young.
Goodness. Yeah. I think I was encouraged a lot because the neighbour had one, and so they just So when I started school, I started piano lessons. So by the time I was 17, I was helping my teacher teach her students when she was ill. So and then I got my teacher's degree through that School of Music. And just had students of my own, and now it's sort of between moving towns and that kind of thing. I think I never really had a full-on schedule of students. It was sort of just my in-between jobs or just adding into it. So there was a time when I sort of stopped teaching because my mental health didn't allow me to do that. But teaching's always been there. Music's always been there. And then art's just been my life. And so when I was younger, the first thing that they teach you when you're at school, it's like, okay, you're going to go to school, then you're going to work. And so they put me into retail, and I did a bookshop. It was Paper Plus. And I just stayed there. And I was teaching music and doing all my other things as well as. But I think I was 30-something, and I decided, I wanted to go back to school. I wanted to learn art and do it properly.
Properly.
Properly, because, there's more to learn. There's always more to learn. So I thought that I could keep my job and do art at the same time, but it did no. I ended up, because a bachelor's degree was a full-time job, so so I thought, no, I'm gonna go like full commitment into a bachelor's degree, and so it was towards the end of that things started to get a bit wobbly, because Dad's health declined as well. So, but I managed to pull through, and I graduated and with good marks, and and it wasn't too long after that Dad passed, so things got a bit off track. But things have come back, because I think that when mental health isn't well, your body suffers, and it definitely suffered. And I think my age as well, I wasn't a teenager or in the 20s, and things started to get a bit fuzzy. And your body starts to go, well, you need to work on it. You can't just take it for granted. So when I think it wasn't long after, when things got a bit wobbly, that my body started screaming out at me. And then I started getting injuries, and they weren't, I couldn't recover from them. So that's when I got the help. That's probably when I saw there was a few practitioners that just couldn't help, or but really finding the right people to work with helps a lot. And getting the right program and things. So and I'm still, I think I've picked up a lot of good techniques to help my body. It's still learning though. It's always going to learn how to do better. So
well, we all are. And if
yeah.
you've got someone alongside you who's learning with you, that's even better. So I agree, like finding the right fit in terms of the person to walk alongside you. But what I've always appreciated with you, I know there were some days where things were really rough, and one day I remember distinctly we met. I think the following week, and the previous week somehow was missed, and I just gave you a call and said, are you okay, and what's been happening, and that. And the following week you actually told me, I was in the car park, and I was thinking, that's just so amazing. You keeping up with the routines, and even if you don't actually go to a session, but you're making the effort of going there. And sure, sometimes it's just not the right day and you pull out, but you've got that commitment to it. And I think that's so important. So even better if you've got a therapist that can, help you and work alongside with you and work out what works and what doesn't work. Strategies. But your commitment definitely is something I always thought it's just second to none.
Oh, thank you.
It's really, really cool. Would you say that's one of the strategies that you've discovered for yourself, where you say it's one of the techniques, the routines, habits?
Yes, definitely routine and habit, because I went through a really rough stage of life, and I just wouldn't get out of bed. I wouldn't look after my house. I wouldn't look after myself. I would get up, feed the dog, go back to bed. And everything suffered. And I had no routine apart from just, well, if I wake up, there was there was nothing more to it. I was just struggling. So probably the last 5 years, I think it's since we moved into town, I realized that no one's gonna save me but me, and so I've got to put the work in. I'm the one who's got to. It was actually a fresh start, actually coming to town. Literally, it was like, this is a whole new world. Although it was the same city, it was a whole new world living in town. And that's just like, okay, I have to build a routine, and I have to keep my mind on getting one more step.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, I need to get out of bed. I need to get dressed, get out of bed, make bed, and get my morning started. And as soon as I get my morning started, the rest of the day should be easy.
Yes.
Yeah, but I needed. So I think I was doing the gym 3 days a week, and those 3 days were like, those are core days. If I don't do that, my mind and body showed that I felt it. Yeah. So it wasn't just like, oh, I have to go. It was like, no, I need to. Yeah. And it was sometimes I would have to drag myself, and I'm literally like, got my bag on the ground. I'm like, no, I don't want to do. Yeah. Or some days it would be like I'm having a really bad mental day, and I'd get in the car park, and I'm just like, I'm outside the gym or I'm outside an appointment, and I'm thinking, I just got to get inside. Just got to open the door, and I got to get inside. So some days were really, really hard, but it was a need. It wasn't something that it had to happen.
Non-negotiable.
Yes, yes. Because I know myself. I think it would be because I relapsed into mental, deep depressions quite often over the years, and I think I know myself well enough now to know those triggers. And when I stop going to appointments for my health, whether it be, a physio or a, anything, if I stop going to those, then it's so easy to I'll just miss the next one. It's not important.
Slide.
Yeah. So it's keeping on top of that. I mean, it's okay. I get a little bit like, I must do it. And I'm like very must about doing my routine. But it keeps me afloat. It keeps me, because if I can have everything in my routine ticked off, then it clears my head. Whereas if I have some things that I've left and sort of like, not today, it just sits there and goes, in the back of my head. Yeah. So I think stubbornness is probably,
Yay for stubbornness. Yes, it's a positive thing, actually.
I think of my dad as well, because he was born with a lot of health issues, and they said that he probably wouldn't get to double digits. He was a very sick kid, like hole in his heart. He had like pneumonia and all sorts of things, and then he wasn't meant to get past 50, and then he wasn't, but he was stubborn, and he's like, I've got too much to do. I ain't going nowhere. I'm going. And I really think that if it's a mindset thing, and if you keep your head about, what you want to do and things that what is it? Your energy goes where your intentions are, or your one way or the other. So, keeping your focus on positive things, like your health and that kind of thing, is like improving steps. Then you're always going to see the improvement if you keep your focus there. So I think I just kept my dad in the back of my head, just saying, just got to keep pushing, keep going. Don't give up. So
that's so powerful. And I think in addition to the mindset you kind of touched on earlier, the environment too. So with dogs, sometimes you can, the natural environment, if you set it up in such a way that it reinforces the habits, or you set the habits up around the environment, that can be really powerful too.
Oh, yeah.
Do you do something like that?
I think my dogs rule my life, because I don't have kids. I wasn't able to have kids, but I've got dogs. So I've got 2 dogs, and they keep my routine, basically, because they like routine just as much, probably more so than I do. And so if I'm sleeping, I'm thinking, I just want to lie in, they won't let me lie in. They're like, no, it's time to get up. Or in the afternoon they'll they'll get agitated. It's like, well, it's time to go for a walk. Why are we sitting around here? What do we go? And so I'm like, oh, but why today? Oh, I'm just so tired. So yeah, it's really good to have like they're a good reason for me to get out and go for a walk or and to keep myself, because I mean, as long as I'm happy, they're happy, and if I think when I'm out with them as well, I'm being very mindful, and I think just being present instead of being on the phone, on devices and that kind of thing, like that sort of, you're not present. And so they keep me present. They keep me motivated to go out and do things and keep my routine, because I think I've taught them the routine, and now they're enforcing it on me. So and I always want to, I'm like, oh, we haven't been to the park for a while, or we haven't been to the beach in a while, instead of just our trudging up and down the street. So it gives me a reason as well to not get out of just the standard habit of doing things. And
I could imagine, not that I'm clever enough or artistic enough to ever be a full-time artist, whatever. But I could imagine that, and I've always worked kind of like in more routine jobs like academia and clinical work. But I could imagine as a full-time artist, when your environment is less structured, I could imagine, this might be a complete stereotype, but that's even more important, because you don't have to be in the office at 9 and knock off at 5. It's just not you wouldn't have a day like that unless have you found that maybe that's even more important than to have those routines, and any other strategies, techniques that you put in place? You mentioned you make your bed, so that's like the non-negotiable. What does your environment look like?
So it's I'm really rigid with my morning routine. So it's I mean, like, get up, get myself ready, get my breakfast. They have their breakfast, I have my breakfast, and like bed gets made, washing, all the housework and stuff, and then I've got, okay, this is me time, and I go into my studio. And so sometimes I'll go in there and I have no idea what I'm doing, because I haven't got commission work or anything, and so I'm like, okay, but I need the practice. It's like, if you stop practicing, then it's easy to just go and find something else to waste your time on, but social media, because there's lots of inspiration. No, you get lost. So I just have lots of, like, I have little books for days where I'm not sure what I'm doing, so I'll just do little tiny pieces, or I've got canvases and I'll just throw paint on it or whatever. It doesn't matter what I'm doing, as long as I'm doing something. But so I can, and it's good that my dogs are there, because sometimes I'll be in there like after breakfast and the housework is done. I just get lost in time until my dogs literally are jumping on me. It's like, hey, it's walk time. I'm like, oh no, where'd the day go? Oh, okay. So but I dedicate my morning into the afternoon, and it's my practice. That's so cool. Unless I've got commission work, and then it's sort of every single minute, an hour I can block in, then I'll be doing that. Because I do work, I produce, when I'm not doing commission work, I do produce work that can be sold on as well. But it's just learning to keep that routine, and it's a passion, but sometimes it's really hard. But if I keep going, then so
I can imagine it being so much harder. Then I've got my week literally booked out. I've got the slots here, there, and everywhere. And when I've got the luxury to do something else, then sometimes I get lured into getting distracted on social or whatever. To really, well, for you it will be a very different story, I could imagine. So those strategies and to have that stamina to keep going and have that routine, I think, is so important and so admirable. Set you up for lots of different areas of life.
And I've got I've got my music students, and so they're afternoon things. So I've got to make sure that I've got those days are built different. But it's just to keep, because I've got like chronic fatigue and stuff that I have to sort of build that into my routine as well. That I've got to pace myself and not burn out, because it's very easy to do that. So I've got to make sure that I don't have all my energy like in the studio that day. So I've got energy for the afternoon and then again walking the dogs and everything. It's just, those days are built different just so I don't overdo.
Is that the main strategy, or any other gems for anyone else who's listening who is struggling with chronic conditions like that? Energy, fatigue, to kind of manage that? I mean, routines, schedules, being aware, like how do you judge on a particular day? Today is a good day, I'm going to be doing X amount. I don't know whether that's the way you approach creative work, but in the studio, or yes, I can do see that many students in the afternoon, or not.
I think it's just listening to my body, because I'm, again, that's that stubbornness. I want to do everything always. And I want to, if my body's telling me don't do that, I'll be like, but I want to. So I've learned, I'm still learning, that those days, I've either, if my body is telling me no, then I've got to listen, and I'll have to either cancel, going out or going to, I don't often do the students, because I'm like, okay, it's just half an hour. We can build ourselves up for half an hour and then rest. But there are days where I've had to call off things and just learn that that's okay. And I don't have to tell people a reason. Me just saying, not today. That's good enough. And just having to listen to that. And other strategies is, so, I mean, hydrate. That's my biggest. Yes, it's right there. So that's a big thing for me. But also, keeping protein and that kind of dietary stuff up, because it's not just keeping energy mentally or physically. It's got to put the right stuff in as well. So there's that. And just I belong to a couple of groups. There's a coffee group and that kind of thing, where I get to talk with people who also have like the same conditions as well. So I glean from them, and I'm like, okay, well, it's okay if I can't do today. If I wake up and my body says, no, you don't, I'm like, okay, well, today's just not that day. So like the other day, all I did was wash my hair, and that wiped me out for the whole day, because my body wouldn't regulate. So I still sat in my studio, because I was able to sit, but
It's so Amanda.
Well, I
couldn't go there.
I mean,
I think it's so important and so cool. Like, anyone who's struggling and listening to you, that's really why I've invited you. I think that's so powerful to say, well, I'm still going to surround myself in that environment. I might not produce, but you're still there, you're present. And you spoke about presence earlier as well. But sorry, I cut you off. Explaining about your day.
So it was because my heart rate wouldn't settle. And so I was like, I was sitting after my shower, and I'm like, it won't settle. And I tried lying down. I'm like, this isn't going to work. I'm not going to lie down all day. But so I had a friend. I grabbed my phone and I was like, phone a friend, and just was like, I need distraction today. And she's like, what do you need? I'm like, laugh, funny, stupid memes. I don't care. I just need distraction. And so I sat in my creative space, and I think I might have, flipped through some magazines that I had, or cut out some things. It was low mental energy, and she was sending me some voice messages or something. So it was enough that I didn't have to put pressure on myself, but I'm in that environment, because it's easy. And I think some people need to go back to bed. And I think it probably would have been a good idea for my body to go and lie down, but my mental, I just couldn't do that, because I know it's too easy to get into a routine of today's bad, I'll lie down. So for me, my bed's made, I don't lie back in bed. I'll go lie in the lounge, because that's a non-committal lie down for, a nana nap or, but it's not like I'm in bed and this is where I'm gonna, So I just have these little things that, I should probably do this, but I'm gonna try just a little bit. So, but like the days where I had to go, well, I say I had to go, when I would go to the gym, some days I was like, okay, I've got all this energy, I'm here today, and I would stay for an hour. But other days it was like, okay, I'll go to the gym, I need to go to the gym today, and I'll do like 20 minutes and that's me, or 15 minutes, as long as I got there and I did something. Then I was like, okay, well, I accomplished that, I can go home. I'll listen to my body now.
It's that balance, so having the routine to get you there in the first place, but then also recognizing when to pull back. And I see that a lot in myself and in people I work with. There's that constant negotiation. So I think it's great that you've got that awareness of what's going on. Obviously, something that you fought hard to get to that point, and continuing to learn of what's happening on any particular day, listening to the signals, and then making that call of how far to push it.
And so I try to use social media as like I block a lot of stuff. Anything that's negative or anything that makes me feel like gets me down. I've actually had to block it, because for me, social media is somewhere where I go to uplift. So like my Instagram and that kind of thing is full of poetry or inspirational stuff where I just be in my true self, accept myself, all those kinds of things. And then I'm like, well, I need to remember that, so I'll either like write it down and include it into my art novel journal things. And so they're full of quotes and that kind of thing. Or I just share them with everybody, because I'm like, everybody must know.
I frequently flick across your post and go like, oh that's so true.
So I try and keep it like those positive reinforcements, and because as you say, the energy flows where intention. So keep it all positive. Because there's a lot of, I don't even watch the news. I'm really bad with keeping up with the news, because it makes me sad and it gets me down. And I just think, if there's something really important, I will find out about it. And I can't do anything about what's happening in the world. I can do what's happening, deal with what's happening in my world. So that's where I keep my focus, is on getting myself right, because that's what I'm dealing with.
I like how earlier you kind of differentiating also between the presence online and when we're engaged in work, and whether that's creative or other, and then the presence when you're away from everything and the mind is kind of free in a way. Free and not free, because sometimes I find those times I'm my worst enemy. I go running and I go like, oh, this is amazing, free mind. Nothing, should really stop me from just thinking crazy stuff. And then sometimes actually on some runs, I'm just really stuck still in the office, or stuck with a problem, personal or otherwise, professional, scientific, whatever. And I can't get away from it. I can run and I'm away from everything, but I still can't get out of my own head. But those different kinds of presence you spoke to earlier Is that something you do, that you go outside? Any other strategies? Do you meditate?
My meditation stuff is at nighttime because because if I close my eyes and meditate, I will fall asleep. So it's really good. It's really great for me to do it at nighttime because that helps me sleep.
Yeah.
So yeah, my meditations are always sleep meditations. So I can do that, the breathing stuff but no, it's funny when I go outside with my dogs, I have to be present with them. I can't really think about what's going on because if we're going up the street, I'm always like making sure that they're not too far. I'm making sure that they're not bugging the neighbours or cars coming out of driveways and that. So I feel like I have to be very present with them. I can't let my mind wander.
Yes. Yeah.
And the same at the park. I'm always my injury was because of a dog, because I had them on a lead, and it was I think it was the one. There's several, but
dogs are dangerous.
Yeah. When you got a strong dog, so I have them off lead at the park as much as I can, and they're really good at recall. So I'm hoping that no one's going to pull me up for that, but having them off lead, I'm always very aware of where they are, where other people are, where other people with dogs are, and if they're happy to, I'm always engaging with people and that kind of thing. So I do feel like I can't. It is my grounding space. That is my meditation. That is my being present. And I always say, like, part of my, I don't know what, finding myself or whatever it is, like, if things are going bad, just go out and touch some grass. So it's like, just things aren't going well. It's not just going outside and having a breath of fresh air. A breath of fresh air is good. But literally being out and touching grass is a grounding thing for me. I think it's times when I'm with other people, and I get distracted, and that's when my dogs misbehave because I'm engaged in something else, and they've gone and stolen someone's ball, or So but I do really appreciate that time that I can just be in that time because I don't think my mind ever stops. I think a lot of people is just like there's this constant ticking over, and as long as I can be out with the dogs, it's like that's where my focus is at. So, I'm able to switch off, which is good. But I did for a while there. I think it was coming out of lockdown as well, and I got very coming out of my house was very scary, and I think a lot of people suffered with that, and it brought back a lot of trauma from other stuff, and I was always scanning to see who was safe and where my exits were, and so I was hyper vigilant, and that was really not a safe way to and I was thinking, okay, well, if that person comes, then I've got to, my head was 5 steps ahead of where and it was never, no one ever, I never needed an exit strategy. So it was that hypervigilance that, it was really, it made me tired. It tired me out. But I've worked through a lot of stuff, and so that's been something that now I can sort of, I'm at the park, I'm okay. And, there's safe people here. I don't
have to be on the other side
of the park. I mean, there's some people that are there that are, because there always seems to be the same people that I run into, because Tauranga is not that big. You run into the same people everywhere if you've got a routine. And there are some people that, you clash with. There's always going to be people. So I just make sure that if they're walking that way around the park, I'll walk that way. It's just, just negotiating space and that kind of thing. and making sure, like, okay, well, they wind me up. I'm just going to avoid them. I'll just go over here. Yeah.
And I think that's a strategy also that is really worth thinking about in the digital space, in the online social media, any of those, because that seems to really get people stuck on each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I engage that much online. I think I used to a lot more. But if someone's bickering online, I'm like, well, that's your opinion. That's okay. Skip. Or it's just like, it's that faceless, no, no repercussions. If you wouldn't hear those people saying it, to your face, or and so there's been a lot of people that I've sort of butted heads with, and I'm like, well, you're not going to help me on my journey, and this isn't where. So like, I'll just unfriend, unfollow, and and then that's okay, because it's they weren't adding to what so whether that's just a page on Facebook that has a lot of like argumentative people, it's like, okay, or or even family that just aren't healthy. So just
and then equally keeping the people that feel that is helpful to you, like you described that scenario of you went in a space and then you knew the friend to message, and you go to groups and things like that, where I think it's having that actual face-to-face real human contact, and having a select few people that they're on your side and you're connecting, and prioritizing that over the faceless online space, I think is so important too. And so it's like you've got that balance as well, which is awesome.
So I definitely know, because I live alone. I mean, I've got my mum who sort of is in her granny flat next door, but I still consider myself living alone, as long as it's like living next door to your mum. She's not there, but she's there. But I love my mum, but she's not always the person I need to go to for help. So I definitely have a small circle of friends who I know, if I'm having a bad day, it's like, okay, I've got no spoons today. Do you have spoons? Can you share? It's like, I need a little bit of help. So, and I've got my friends that I go out for coffee with, and so it's keeping that real world, and keeping the friends close, and knowing when to call on those people.
So fantastic. So many cool insights. You're well of that, and you. We talked about when things are tough a bit. How do you celebrate when things go well?
I do celebrate. I
hope you do.
So I think that we all need to find things to celebrate in life, because if we don't celebrate, then what's the point? So it's like every small achievement needs to have that celebration. I think, like keeping with friends and celebrating their achievements, and I actually find that easier, celebrating other people. But I've learned that when things are going well, it's like, it was always easy to go, oh yeah, but this, and bring it back to the negative. So I've had to switch that mindset to like, oh, this is really good. Okay, so I'm gonna just cherish this moment and be present in it, because I don't need to think about, oh, well, this is good, what's next? It's because that can bring you down as well, I think. But like when I had my art exhibition, was it last year? I can't even remember now. So and it was a great thing. It was so stressful, but that night, I've never done it before, and it was just doing everything leading up to it was a lot. But that night, I just had to let go of everything that had stressed me, there was actually, we'd lost a family member that week as well. And it was sort of like, okay, yes, it's a very sad time, but also this is a celebration for them as well. It's like, well, she wouldn't want me to cancel everything because she was very much, she loved my artwork and that kind of thing. And the family were like, go, we support you. So, it's even when times are really hard and there's these happy moments, it's clinging to those and just being okay with, being happy, because there's so many people that like they get caught up in not staying in that moment. And I think especially I keep going back to that night because I was so stressed and I had to leave it all at the door. And it was just and being thankful and just being happy and allowing people to keep that positive. I think if you put out positive, you bring in positive, and that's So when things are going well, I try and keep like the positive quotes and that kind of thing, or mantras, or I go out and take photos and just and try and keep that positive energy, I think. Because when times are rough, it's like, well, I've got photos, look at that, this was when it was really good. Or I think even sometimes I've sent recordings to a friend and I'd be, things are sort of like, and she was like, oh, but do you remember this recording? And she'll send it to me and it'll make me laugh. So it's like, it's like even sharing in those good times so that, it comes back around, I think. So,
It's awesome. On that same tangent, or not, it's not really a tangent. What would you say is your biggest achievement so far?
Many. I think, I can't think of one in particular achievement. I think that what was it? So going back to school, doing my bachelor's degree and graduating, because I was in high school and thinking, because I was a really good student and I was a really good artist, and I was like banking on so many these classes to get me into university entrance. And then I got like 20-something% for my art final. And I was like, that can't be right. I'm really good. But it let me down, which meant I didn't get my entry to uni. Right. So I did, tertiary studies and that kind of thing. But it wasn't what I wanted to do. So when I went and decided, like, I didn't want to do retail, I want to do my art. And that was like, that was a big step in my life. And graduating with the cap and gown and stuff, it was major. And then years later having my own exhibition, which a friend of mine, it was like when the universe just puts people together for a reason. And she made it happen. And and we both worked very hard to get it going, and that was a huge achievement as well. So and I think getting out of the funk that I was in, that's a major as well.
Gosh,
So when we moved house, so the cottage that my dad and I had built was also the cottage where I was in a bad relationship. And I think it just became this unhappy place, and I couldn't look after myself. And when Dad passed and things just seemed, it was like this, it just wasn't a good, I mean, I loved my home, I loved being there, but I couldn't get on top of things. So when we moved into town, fresh start, new home, and when I made it my own, it's like, well, this is the new me. And that was worth celebrating, that I was able to get into a new routine and get the help that I needed. And that's when I started getting physio and doing the gym and so it was sort of just a real, I think all those things, all it's like major life things, they're all worth celebrating, I think. And I don't think of any one achievement over another.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Yeah.
I like how, that kind of reinforces that whole spaces and habits and mindsets kind of connection as well. Because sometimes it is really powerful to say, that's just a negative space, and I associate that with lots of bad things happening in life or not so positive, and then making that shift and creating that new environment that is you and then reflects kind of a happier self, so to speak, can be a real help in that. If you've got the resources, obviously, to do that. But it reminds me, when we were kids, we used to, because I grew up in relatively simple environments. So we always had two girls, so it was four of us, and two girls together in one room, which was rather small. And we would rearrange the furniture I don't know, once a year or so when we were allowed, because my mum didn't really like us shifting stuff around all the time. But we make the space new and different and feel different as we were growing up. In particular, I guess it kind of also reflects, how you're growing up and being different.
Yes.
But with the limited resources, still just shifting furniture around had a huge effect.
Yes.
And we loved it.
Oh, yeah.
So,
because because I was in the same house for, I think, 15 years, and so in that time, a lot of things happened and things came and went. But I would swap, because it was like a lounge area that I actually turned from my bedroom. But I had a lick of new paint, and I'd actually swap rooms. And I'd sleep in here and then have the couch in here. And it was just, just doing little things. Or going to the op shop and getting some new vases or something, or, just something different to sit on the table to look at every morning. And I was really into planting and stuff. So, because when I was working with the landscape designer, so I drew all her plans. She had the ideas, I drew them. They don't do that anymore. It's all computer. So it's a skill that doesn't really apply anymore. But I used to love just messing about in the garden and changing things, and and getting my hands dirty and planting a tree. I had one tree that I planted, and I was like, it barely fit in my car, and I'm like, this is, I had a tiny little car, and I got home and I planted it. I'm like, you will be a big tree. And I think, in the 15 years, I was like, you are a beautiful tree. Every time I'm like, I planted that tree. And it was just this ever changing, the garden's ever changing and that kind of thing. So it's I forgot where I was going, but
environments and how
yes,
sometimes they can be like a signal, I guess, of change and celebrating achievement. Are you reading anything interesting at the moment, or looking like anything along the way that you say has really helped you to think about your own strategies that you employ, or anything that excites you when you read it, listen to it, art that you want to share that anyone can benefit from and you think would be helpful for people?
I like my idea, but I don't read very much anymore. I used to read a lot, but I find I struggle a lot to read at the moment. But I listen to a lot of music, which I never thought I would listen to. I got put onto, so I saw this artist, Ren, so R-E-N, he's a UK artist. And I just listened to one of his songs, and it was about mental health and how it was sort of like, you can never win. It's sort of like you just got to go, some days are good, some days are bad. You just got to go with it. And if you fight it, it makes it worse. It's like anxiety, it's like anxiety breeds anxiety. But he's also been through a big health journey, but he's amazingly kept his music, in the forefront. and now he uses his music to inspire others. So he's an artist that I listen to, and then because of that, there was other ones. There's Chinchilla. She's like this very pro feminine power, like, things are bad, but I'm still here. So I listen to her when I'm feeling, I need a little bit of a boost. But between the two of those, and there's some others in there, but I think music is my uplifting thing. And I mean, I can't think of anything that I've read that's been amazingly life-changing. I think because I've just read a lot of fiction, and it's just been something fun to read. So, but music is the thing that keeps me, because it's that music has got it's meaningful. And if it keeps me, like if I'm having a bad day and I put a bit of music on, I'm going, oh yes, I can, it gives me a boost. So definitely those. And because I actually, through Ren, his fan base, I met a couple of people, and we created our own separate little group chat. And it's less about fandom now, and it's more about helping each other. And because he's from the UK, in the group chat, I think we've got people from the US, the UK, Germany, New Zealand. So if I'm ever in a spot where it's in the middle of the night and my friends are asleep, I can jump on there and be like, hey, I'm having a hard time. And there's always someone awake. There's, and that's that. I mean, I've never met these people, but because we've been, chatting a lot, there's, so they're my, sort of like my little allies. And that's been something just from being a fan of an artist. And so because he has that, the health journey, some of those people in the group chat also have the same things that we're all struggling in that same, sort of thing. So we can, say, oh, have you tried this? Have you tried that? Or, hey, listen to this. Or, or silly memes. There's little things that just help.
Well, that was one of the ideas of this podcast too, to help people, and listen about what helps for other people, what strategies work for you. And to share that, because I think there's so much wealth there, as opposed to asking ChatGPT or Google it.
That's a rabbit hole in itself.
Yes. I mean, there's a space and a time for it, for sure, for certain things. But I think other than that, I think you've shared such a wealth of ideas, and we talked about the powerful, I guess, environments and habits and spaces and presence, and being aware of what's going on in your body, and then kind of playing with that tension of, yes, there's the habit and the strategy to keep going, but also need to listen and make adjustments and so on. So much on top of your music recommendations that I will check out. Much information there, and wealth for people to go in and find out for themselves whether that's something they can explore. On top of maybe getting a dog if they haven't already. So anything else that you want to share?
Probably. I can't think of anything right at this minute, but I think just getting prepared for the day. That's just it. If I can get prepared for the day, even if that day didn't work the way it was meant to, at least I was prepared for it. And
control the controllables. I think that's one of those things that they say.
If I can get up and be prepared, I've won.
Oh, that's so awesome. Well, thank you so much again. Really, really appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's been,
absolutely
fun.
a joy.
Yeah.
I miss our chat, so we should do it again.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'll pop the music recommendations and anything else you can think of on the show notes for the show. And we should get together again soon.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening. If you enjoy this podcast, click like on YouTube and subscribe to the channel on YouTube, Apple or Spotify. Weekend Warriors rock.